A combination of natural language processing, game theory, and fuzzy logic to address contracting ambiguities in procurement process. Let's forget about the title. We go through an example to see what the problem is. Imagine that we have a chef, a supplier who is very greedy to get more money out of every contract. On the other hand, we have a buyer, a customer who wants to get good quality food. The supplier says that he can provide good quality food for only $5. The buyer gets happy as it is a good deal. They sign a contract, but when we have a close look at the contract, we can see that there are some sources of ambiguities in the contract. And this will make problems. The buyer is happy until he receives the product. And he says that this is not what I want. The supplier says if you want modification, it will cost for you. He pays for improvement and he receives this. The buyer says, how about meat? The supplier says, you never talked about meat. It is a new requirement and it costs you even more. This continues again and again. The supplier plays, you see that the supplier is playing a dirty game to get more money. The buyer does not finally receive the product that he wants after all the negotiations, and the buyer has no choice because he has already signed a contract, an ambiguous contract. This was just a story, but when we go through real projects, we see similar situations there. We often pay for products, but we never receive the satisfactory product, the product that we want. They are not what we expect. We are proposing a combination of natural language processing, game theory, and fuzzy logic to address this issue. We have designed an algorithm. We don't have time to go through the details, but a simple question is how these methods can work together. I give you a very easy example. Natural language processing is a technique in artificial intelligence, and it is used to highlight sources of ambiguities in contract. One of these sources is modifiers, like when we say less noisy. This concept can easily be clarified by fuzzy sets. For example, when we say that the new submarines should be less noisy than Collins-class submarines, this can be clarified using fuzzy sets. If the noise level is higher than this, 115 decibel, it's very noisy. And if it is less than 100 decibel, it's not noisy at all. If it is something in between, it is somehow noisy. But these definitions can be argued by suppliers who is trying to sign an easier contract. They might say that these borders are very strict. Therefore, they might start playing a game. That's why we need game theory to structure this game. Hence, the combination of this improves the clarity of the contract. After we propose this model, the supplier won't be able to misuse the contract anymore, and the buyer will much easier receive the product that he wants. So my study is about combining natural language processing, game theory, and fuzzy logic and this combination is going to help us to have happy buyers, happy suppliers, satisfactory products, and less waste of public money. I should say that we will have happy suppliers because they are still making a contract and they are happy.